are again. Nice little job today. I'm cleaning this bungalow. Pretty straightforward, but nice little bungalow roof clean, and the patio as well. I'm doing all the way round to the front. There's a pathway right round to the front here. The customer's been complaining that, especially out the back, there's moss falling down onto her patio, causing a mess. She's trying to sit out there and enjoy her garden, but there's moss falling on her head. So yeah, we're going to get it all cleaned up for her. Clean the roof, clear out the gutters, apply the biocide to keep it cleaner for longer, help maintain the roof. I recommend that on a regular basis, every 3 or 4 years or so, to maintain the roof. So we'll get all that treatment done. Then we'll clean up the patio and everything. Customer's done a really good job of cleaning and moving everything out of the way, ready for me to arrive. Because it's a bungalow, I've only needed to bring half the scaffold. So it's not such a tight squeeze in the van, but I've got all that set up ready to go. So let's crack on. So I thought I'd just talk you through some of my experience in roof cleaning and why I've come to this method of roof cleaning as being my favourite, really, if I can use this pressure washing method. But I did start out roof cleaning using scrapers like this one. That's a really great way to clean a roof, to do it that way. Now, it's not long before this becomes quite tedious. It's very laborious and labour intensive. Especially when you've got a very large roof and kind of a pretty small scraper in comparison. I was asked to test out a piece of pressure washing equipment which a company was developing, and it used 2 turbo nozzles to clean the roof using pressure that way. Now the thing is with that, I tested it for about a year. I wasn't very happy with the way it was applying the pressure to the roof. It was a bit too intense. So that got me into using this tool here, really, the flat surface cleaner. And what I love about this is the 2 jets that spin around underneath cover the surface in a very even and methodical way, in comparison to using a gun with fan jet or whatever jet you happen to have at the end. It can be very haphazard. It's difficult to keep it at a constant distance away from the surface you're cleaning. As with any pressure washing, it's not just about the pressure, but it's also about the delivery, the amount of water you're delivering as well. Now, I'm using a 21 litres per minute machine. It's pretty standard for the industry, really. A lot of guys will use this type of machine. So it's not just the PSI, but also that water delivery that helps give you that cleaning power. In addition to the power that comes from the machine, you have different types of jets as well, whether it's a wider fan jet or a narrower fan. Means that you're applying that pressure more intensely with a narrower fan, and then the turbo jets, where it's a pencil jet which spins round, that is the most intense tool available. Now then, even on the machine, I reduce the pressure by adjusting the unloader valve here, and my machine I've also got set up with the pressure gauge, so that allows me just to control that amount of pressure so that I am being sensitive to the surface of the tile. Now some people also use steam to clean roofs, so that's a whole additional setup. In addition to the pressure washer, the pressure comes out of the hose into the steam cleaning setup, the boiler, out of there to the tool. So what I found is that can be useful in certain circumstances. It's particularly effective when you've got a lot of those white lichen spots on the roof, but in the end it takes longer to get the job done, is what I've found using a setup like that, because more of that water volume is then heated and comes out as steam. It's really that water volume which I find gives you that cleaning power to get rid of the moss and to get the desired results. Now some roof tiles do have a coating that you have to be very careful with the coating. We've opted to use roof scrapers and wire brushes on some roofs like that, and doing it that method, I've found that actually as we're doing it, I'm thinking we're actually scratching away at that coating on the tile using wire brushes. Are we really being that sensitive? So that's brought me back to this method really, and being very sensitive to adjusting the pressure, using as much care as possible. Don't forget, with scraping and wire brushes, you're only removing that top layer of moss. You're leaving behind a lot of that algae still. And of course, with any surface that you clean, within a couple of years it's starting to look grubby and grimy again. So I think it's really important to think about the time factor, how long the job is going to take, achieving a reasonable result, and then combined with the biocide treatment afterwards, I really recommend that as a way to maintain the roof, especially in the long term. Every 3 or 4 years with a biocide treatment helps to maintain it in good condition. So yeah, I think a lot of people want to get into roof cleaning. I think it's really important to get an understanding of what you can achieve with your pressure washer, how that pressure is applied, and really to get used to that, doing cleaning jobs on the ground first. It really is worth building up that experience. So using the combination of the pressure, the litres per minute in the water delivery, and the fan at the end, also all of those things in combination is what helps give you that cleaning power. So using a pressure washing method with reduced pressure means that you can get the job done in a reasonable amount of time. You get a fantastic instant result. Even though there might be some black spots remaining, what that means is you are using a more gentle approach with less pressure. But then with a regular biocide treatment, that can just help give you that maintenance clean that you're looking for, without the need for the intensive cleaning process. And so that's a much better way to look after the roof or the surface in the long term. Bit awkward here where I've had to put the scaffolding at the back in the middle because the kind of summer house is in the way, so I've had to reach out to the side quite a bit with the pressure washing. The more you reach out to the side, the more awkward it can be, or the more strain there is on the body. But yeah, I managed to get it all done from that position, and then we'll just have to wash everything down here and we'll be on to the paving. Been a really great transformation on this one actually, especially now it's dried out. It looks much lighter, and you can really see the contrast with next door as well, next door's roof. So yeah, it's made a big difference, and now there's not going to be any more moss falling on the patio. A lady can sit there, enjoy her garden without being pestered by moss falling to the ground, falling on her head. There's loads more roof cleaning on my channel. If you go directly to my channel and you find the playlists,